Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Ready Steady Craft. Myself and Natalie back this week. She had a little week off. She didn't actually have a week off. She was watching. We had the lovely Nikki Hall from Polka Doodles joining me last week. But I have got my Natalie back this week, and we're going to be doing actually paper flowers this week. It's a little bit different. So rather than making cards, we're going to be showing you how to make all sorts of different three-dimensional flowers from paper in two different ways. So I'm going to be working with paper and scissors and glue, really. Nothing else other than that. Cutting things by hand and making some dimensional flowers. A little bit of origami thrown in there as well, just to get the shape. And then a lovely Natalie is going to be using some Simply Made Crafts dies. I think she's actually looking at doing succulents as well as flowers as well. So basically we're talking this week about Mental Health Awareness Week. There's lots of other themes that all seem to land on this week as well. So we're going to be talking about all of these different weeks as such, but mental health awareness is top of our list today. So I'm not sure if Natalie, are you around about ready? I got double thumbs up, so we can go and see Natalie and see her lovely. She's got beautiful natural hair today.
Hi Lou, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm adoring your hair. I think you should have it like that all the time.
I know, and because it was raining on the way over, it didn't seem like a big deal as well. It's you spent ages getting ready, and then you got in the storm basically, and it got to ruin. I'm very glad to be back in my cozies, glazy hair, and I really enjoyed watching you and Nikki craft off last week. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh, it was good fun, wasn't it? Yeah, it was really good fun. But this week's very different. Do you want to do your little talky spiel bit?
So we have a little bit of a chat each time, don't we, about what we want to do for Ready Steady Craft. And each week we ask everybody, do you want to see fabric? Do you want to see masculine makes? We're trying to cover all the bases, aren't we, to give people what they want whilst doing stuff that we want at the same time. Sneaky. But this is Mental Health Awareness Week, and we're working with Mental Health UK. There's a post on the homepage on Craft World right now which shows you how to make tulips in different ways. So nature is the theme of this week's Mental Health Awareness Week, and there's an artist called Paul Cummings who's done a drawing of a tulip which he's donated to Mental Health UK, so you can go down there and download that and colour it in or draw your own. And what Mental Health UK want you to do is pop it in the window and just have a mindful moment, really. So we went into our fabulous archives and found some knitting projects, and also this origami project that you've done for us. These gorgeous flowers were done by Maria, Craft Maria, shout out to her.
So clever.
I believe you're going to be making one of these today, and if anyone misses that, they can catch it on the website as well. And also, I'm not running out of breath with all the things we've got going on. May is Flower Month, I believe, and also it's Me Made May, which is normally a term coined to dressmaking, but it basically just means anything that you've made to be eco-friendly or sustainable. And what better than paper flowers, because it means that you aren't buying them for the home and you can customize them. So today we're not making cards, we're not making scrapbook layouts, we're going to have a crack, like you said, at some paper flowers. And you've got the hard task of making them from scratch, and I'm using Helen's Simply Made Crafts succulent ranges to make my life a lot easier.
Yeah, but it's not so much, not necessarily like cheating with the dies, because you've still got to do the die cutting and everything, haven't you? True. So it's just
shaping, and I've watched some of Helen's videos so that I hopefully won't let her down. And then I've just come across this sneaky Papercraft Society Box as well, which has gorgeous colours and things in. So I've been going around the office and taking whatever I want. But this is going to be a lovely afternoon of mindfulness, of mental health wellness. Everyone talk to us about what you're making. We want to know how you're feeling. And let's bring some brightness to a very rainy day.
Absolutely. You're very rainy up there. We've got the sunshine down here.
We are very rainy. And the other update, Lou, is that I've moved house, so I'm significantly less stressed now.
Yay! It was very stressful, wasn't it, last week for you? Or the last weekend? Was it last weekend?
Last weekend,
yeah. It was really stressful for you. You do look quite chilled. You're glowing. You really are. You're happy now. I'm pleased. But we'll chat more about your move whilst we're crafting, won't we?
Yes, please.
Do you want to do a camera switch while
I will. Tell me when.
Lovely. We will see your hands in a moment. So Natalie explained that very, very well, better than I could have done. That's why she is the Craft World editor. So yes, Mental Health Awareness Week, that means an awful lot to me and my family, and I'm sure for yourselves as well at home. We'd love to hear your stories and things if you want to chat with us, whether you're feeling really happy and really good with things right at the moment, whether you just need someone to talk to us in the comments. There's lots of people who will chat back to you as well. We will respond to your comments as much as possible too. But essentially, crafting has always been something that is considered as a mindful activity as such, or a hobby, because you really can get engrossed in it. You can forget the world if you want to. You can take out your frustrations if you want to when you're crafting, whatever it may be. You make it your own. You do it for as long as you want or for as little as you want, and you don't have to have lots of expensive tools or the latest products to be able to do it, and I'm going to show you that. So I think that's more where my side of this crafting hour or so comes in, because I'm just going to be using paper and scissors and the sort of things you'd probably have laying around at home, whereas Natalie's going to be using more of the craft tools that a lot of you paper crafters may have built up over the years. So if we come down to our hands, and hopefully we've got a nice clear picture. In fact, I think, Nat, that's the clearest picture I've seen of yours in a while.
Huzzah! That's good news.
Yay. So obviously I'm here. Hello, I'm Lou. This is usually quite competitive, but I think with mental health awareness, we're not going to be too competitive today, are we?
Oh, no. It's all about support and love and beautiful flower making. That's this afternoon.
Absolutely.
How very lovey-dovey.
Exactly. Shall I go ahead and talk through what I'm going to do first?
Well, I just want to kind of say hello to everyone, if that's okay.
Yes.
Very lovely comments. So, hi, Lou and Nat, from Christine, Joan, Beverly, Tracy, Jeanette. Sandra says, hi, Nat, hope you're both okay. Hi, Lou. Hi, everyone. Hope you're keeping well. Love the hair, Nat. So natural. Thank you very much.
It is lovely, isn't it?
No, that was Joan. Well, do you know, I dislike my curly hair most of my life, and I've straightened the life out of it, and I really should embrace the natural curl.
Definitely.
Joan says beautiful flowers. Madeline says it was lovely to have a guest last week, but I did miss our lovely Nat. Well, we can let you in on a little secret that we do have another guest coming up. I don't think we should reveal all yet, Lou. What do you think?
You just gave me a little bit of a panic there, because I completely forgot what we were doing next week. Yes, we do have another guest. Are we announcing?
I don't know. Should we? Should we see what the people say? Do we want a surprise? We could tease everyone with it a little bit further.
Should we let everyone know at the end? Is that a good?
Yes, let's do that. Yeah, gotta hang out for a while. Everyone's saying just about the crafting. You were just saying about crafting. Crafting is my go-to stress release, says Joan. Madeline says, I started crafting last summer as I was having some mental health difficulties, and it really helped. Love coming here on a Tuesday. It's lovely to have you, Madeline. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
I completely relate, because I sort of fall out of love with some crafts, and recently I started a baby blanket, a crochet, and it means I can just lie in bed and do it, but it makes me feel like I'm chilling out at the same time. So that's really nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Lovely comments from everyone.
My mum started a crochet rug today.
Oh, lovely. Oh, yeah, that'll be relaxing.
Yeah, so I don't think it's going to take too long.
You started crafting now. Sorry, Lou, do you want to take the... Everyone's saying grateful for Mind as well, another amazing charity that also helped me out years ago. Oh, it's so lovely to have you on. Wendy says, I've got curly hair too. My son inherited it and called it the curly disease.
Oh, bless it. I love curly hair.
It's a dominant gene. Yeah, it's a dominant gene. All my family have curly hair.
Oh. I've got waves more than curls, so they're not so bad, but they're not quite as neat as Nat's lovely proper curls.
I've got ragdoll, like tiny Victorian doll hair.
My daughter used to. She used to have tiny little ringlets, and now she just has a frizz.
So should I do a little wee unboxing of this Papercraft Society box?
Oh, yes. Can we see
lovely, and I've never seen this before, and I'm very excited. So this is Katie Skilton's box, and it comes with a little magazine of inspiration. Oh my goodness. I won't go into that too much. And then a little folder here. I picked this one up because this is going to go really well with the succulent colours, but also to make, flowers. Yeah. Have a look. Oh my gosh.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's so pretty.
That's so nice. It's so coordinated. Whoever's the brains behind this.
Katie.
Katie. It's gorgeous.
Katie designed everything in there. Obviously, we have a product development team that help run everything smoothly. What I love about this one, compared to others, you're just looking at the papers there, is that there's actually loads of different patterns of papers and not just like the 4 repeated or whatever. I like the text, like the written textbook,
really nice.
But there's a teal one in there as well.
But even for what I'm about to do, these work well for like a cactus succulent colour. And then yellow flowers are probably my favourite, yellow, orange and pink sort of vibe. So wow, I'm very excited about that. Get those out. And there's some bonus cardstock underneath, plus ink, embossing powder. Wow, it's spoiling the
there is a lot in any of the Papercraft Society boxes. There's so much. It's usually about £60 worth of product in there.
Oh my gosh, look at this gold.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Die cuts beautifully as well.
Yes. Okay, sorry everyone, I just had a moment there.
Oh, don't be sorry.
Oh, look, all of the curly haired folks are coming out from the world. Hi everyone, hi team.
All the curly haired folks. Yeah, I think, do you know what? I think very few people naturally have straight hair. More curls around the world than there is straight hair.
Yeah.
Don't mind me, I'm going to be making lots of these, so I'm just getting cracking because I've got lots and lots to do.
Oh, Sandra says it's a positivity box. I would agree there. That's very true. Right, sorry Lou. You tell me when you want me to go quiet. I'm very giddy today already. You tell me when you need me to do quiet time.
Oh no, I like you being giddy. I love you being giddy because you've been quite stressed, haven't you, the last few weeks with your house move and everything. So it's nice to have you back.
Tell everyone a funny story that everything went into the house okay except the corner part of my corner sofa. So after 3 of us trying to get it in the front door, in the back, wasn't thinking about taking the window out. I know that some people do that, but had to pop the corner part of the sofa in the shed for a couple of days, and then my dad came to help me, and we took the door off its hinges and finally got it in this weekend. So,
do you know what? I bet so many people have done that because over the years sofas have got bigger and bigger, and I think doorways are getting smaller.
I know. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, but yeah. It's all in, and I've got the interior design bug, and I just can't wait to start painting and decorating. I did buy some bits yesterday. That's my new obsession. So
I'm a bit like that lately. I think it's maybe the lockdown has made us all look at our house in a different way.
What you did to your daughter's room was gorgeous.
I love my daughter's room. I could sit in there all day. And I did my downstairs bathroom, and I've done a little mini revamp on my upstairs bathroom as well because just nothing major, but we had like some open shelves, and I built little doors to go on the front to hide all the bottles and things. Because there's nothing worse than I don't think in a bathroom than having uncolour coordinated bottles of shampoo and things out when you've got a lovely decorated bathroom. It's like the worst thing in the world.
I would never have thought of that, Lou, but that makes sense.
Okay, here's a confession. I buy shampoo bottles to match my bathroom.
Oh my gosh, Lou, you could be buying anything.
I know, but I just make sure. Obviously, I make sure they're the brand I want. But then, when it comes to I want to say the flavours, but that's not right. The scents, I make sure that they are the colour that matches. So yeah, that's my confession. That's probably my weirdest thing that I've got at the moment.
Why not? If it makes you happy, you're not hurting anyone, are you? So
exactly, and my hair's all right. My hair's good at the moment. I'm happy with it.
I would love to know if anyone else. If anyone else does that with other things around the house.
I bet people do it.
Make sure that labels are facing outwards, but more from a practical view, so that I can see what I'm cooking.
Labels what in your food cupboards? Do you mean?
Yeah, like beans and stuff. Just make sure it's all facing out.
That makes sense.
Just a quickie. Madeline says, "Lou, that's hilarious." Andrea said, "Just joined. Are you using dyes?" Yes, Andrea. I am using the Simply Made Crafts Stunning Succulents and Special Succulents die sets to make one succulent project and one flower project. I'm going to do 2 different tones, and our lovely Lou is doing a bit of origami.
So I did an origami. This is the hardest bit. You shouldn't be watching this really because it always takes me ages. So I did an origami tulip video for Craft World recently, and I have to say that was courtesy of the lovely Maria. If you watched Craft Stash live, one of the free craft alongs a few weeks ago, we had lovely Maria with her beautiful Spanish accent doing the origami craft along, and she has provided us with a little tutorial and a template and everything to be able to show you how to make the tulips. Now I'm not showing you here, don't follow this because I appreciate this is really small, but if you go over to Craft World there is a video and I talk you through on a much bigger scale, step by step, how to fold a square of paper, oh sorry I'm pointing it's out of shot, a simple square of paper into a tulip. This for me is always the hardest bit and the bit that I get the most stressed with, and I don't know if there's a knack to it, but I haven't got it. Now Maria did say to blow into it, but that doesn't seem to work for me, so I don't know whether it's but I get there.
Thought, Lou, I'm going to go and say hello on Craft World.
Aha, yes. So we
are
are
an
on,
idea, wouldn't it?
if any of you prefer to watch these on YouTube rather than Facebook, we are on YouTube as well. Now it's, what is it, Craft World HQ over there, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And Fiona says hello. Hi,
Hello.
Fiona.
Hello.
She says, "Oh, mystery guest next week sounds fun."
Yeah, hey, you haven't seen her. She's done
like to
lives
keep her.
before. We could do little hints as we go. She's done lives before on Craft World, but she's not done for a little while. So yeah, excited. And it's all because Natalie wants a day off.
Just I want a day off. I'm on a jolly. You know, it's one of those things with work. I don't know how you do it, Lou, but sometimes the year goes by without having taken many days at all. And
Yes.
I like a bit of time off over Christmas, but I don't want like 2 weeks off. You know, there's nothing to do, is there?
No. I ended up getting last year, because last year was a little bit crazy, wasn't it, for everyone? I ended up getting to November of last year and realising I hadn't taken a day off at all in the whole year. Well, I did. I took one day off when we had a bereavement in the family, and that was it, just that one day. So the trouble is with our job now is we have things scheduled in every single week, like every day of every week, don't we? So it's very hard to have time off. So I've made one little flower. Now I've done this really, really tiny because I want to put them onto this heart wreath eventually. So I'm going to make a few more of these while we're chatting. Shall I talk through one of these as we go? I'm just wondering if anyone's worried. Okay, so I'll do a very quick little origami technique. I feel a bit like I'm cheating because this is Maria's technique. She should be showing this. We should have her on.
That's true.
Oh look, Carla used to coordinate her tissue boxes. Yes, I do that too. Can't buy a tissue box unless it matches the room.
I don't even have tissue boxes. I don't even have coasters. That's who I am as a person, Lou. There's so many unnecessary things in life. Well, tissues are necessary, but you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carla's also just taking a break from painting what is going to be her new craft room.
Lovely.
I'm excited by that because I love seeing craft rooms. So Carla, please do upload some photos when you
love that. We wanted to start a series on Craft World called Craft Room Swoon because everyone likes a little nosy, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I'm happy to do it. I've got two. I've got my studio and then I've got my one at home. So the studio is made out like a studio that you see when you see our faces, and the one at home it's basically very homely. So if guests come round, it's okay. It doesn't look really messy. So it'll be interesting actually to do a comparison of the two. Anyway,
I think we had a wee pause.
Do you want to just quickly?
There, so.
Yeah, sorry, you
Just
did as
so you know.
well. We had your hands.
No.
I think we're on catch up with the sound as well. I'll do a very quick origami thing. So, starting with a square, you can go and watch the video. So I will do this very quickly with origami. From what I understand from Maria, I'm no expert. Maria's the expert. I really don't have much of a clue except how to make this one tulip. You always start with a square, and usually you start by folding it into a cross, and then for this one we're going to fold it in half as well. From here I'm always going to keep this point where it is, so I'm not going to be turning it at all, and that will help me just remember how to do everything. So from here we've got a cross and one horizontal line across, so I'm going to bring in each of the two sides into the middle and then fold it into a triangle. So if you bring this in, can you see, you can just tuck that corner, this corner has sort of tucked inwards and inverted it. So I'm going to do the same on both sides, and you're just using the scoring tool to press that down. And then you've got 2 layers on each of your sides here, so I'm going to bring the top layer up, and the point is going to come up to the top here. And you get a lot of this in origami, sort of, you work on one side, it's symmetry, isn't it? You work on one side, then you work on the other side as well. So bring one up, I'm just using my bone folder to secure those folds, and then I'm going to flip it over and do exactly the same on the other side. I should have done this a bit bigger, but I particularly need quite small flowers for my wreath. I'm going to fill my wreath with lots of leaves as well, so I don't have to do the whole thing in flowers. There. And then still keeping the same point at the top, I'm not rotating it or anything, I'm going to bring the side corners now down, so they're going to come into the middle, so like so, across to the middle line. In fact, I'm just going to bring that slightly over the middle line, ever so slightly over the middle line, and then the same. Oh, Maria will be cursing at me now, she's watching, because I missed a step. See, that's what you get for trying to talk and do it at the same time. You need to open this up so you've not got, can you see, you've got a little gap in there. So you need to fold one page over until you've got a solid piece of cardstock, flip it over and do the same on the other side. There we go, solid cardstock. You'll have a score line down the middle, but you've not got a gap there now. Then you bring your corner into the middle. So just over the centre line.
Worth saying for everyone that the actual template download of this is available on Craft World too, just in case you're not the type of person that can watch along and pause and things. If you'd rather follow a piece of paper, we have that. We do have that. So
there we go. We give you everything we possibly can.
We do. We try. We try to think of all the things. Yeah. These are looking so cute. Lou, is that your little tulip complete?
I've got one I've done already, but no, this isn't quite. I've got to do the 4 sides with these little, bringing the corner, so flip it over, bring the corner back into the middle and just slightly overlap the centre line. And then the same on this side. But that overlap of that centre line, that allows you to then tuck the bottom of one corner into another one. So if you see, they can open up and just tuck the corner in. And then it's the fiddly bit that always takes me a few minutes, and like I say, I haven't figured out any easier way of doing it, but it's basically, so we've now got our, like a diamond shape, the bit at the top where all the points have gone to, that's going to be your petals to roll down. This bit at the base is the base, and that's so you can see I've actually got a tiny little hole in mine there. So what you now need to do is basically wiggle it and loosen it until you can press that base back down, and it takes ages. There's just no shortcut besides keep wiggling the paper until it loosens up. So I pull out the sides and just keep pressing them until they're happy to sort of fold into it. One of them things. How are you getting on, Nat?
I'm doing okay. I'm trying to also do Helen proud as you're trying to do Maria proud with my folding technique for these succulents. So they're quite basic flower shapes, but the way that you get the realistic succulent vibe is to use the center, to place your finger in the center of the petal and squeeze around it. Like, you could use an embossing ball tool, but the idea with a succulent is they're a bit more angular than a flower. So for the flower, I might try and shape it in a different way, but succulents are quite they've got those quite stiff leaves, that all come together. So I'm just doing that. I think I should be able to make about 4 of each, to be honest.
Nice.
And another tip that Helen had on one of her videos, which can be found on the Craft Dash YouTube page, which is amazing, is that you go from the smaller flower inwards to stick it, and I wouldn't have thought of that.
How do you mean?
Sticks the smallest one. Helen sticks the smallest one to the next size first, then that, then that.
Oh, okay. So
whereas I would have gone with the biggest flower first.
Yeah, I would have done.
Yeah.
So what would the difference be? Do you know?
What do you mean if you stuck them a different way?
Yeah, if you, I
No,
suppose,
just
see,
fiddly. It's just a matter of making it easier for yourself. You know,
right,
if you're using hot glue and trying to stick something dead in the center of a flower that's already formed,
right, I
Helen
guess,
say
yeah, I get it.
stick the smallest one first, which is clever. Just something I'd never thought of. Also, what would be lovely on this plain cardstock one I've got is if you ink the edges there just to give it more dimension.
Ah, yes.
Maybe a cheeky distressing. I don't have them in hand right now, but if you did the little what are the green shades of distressing? You've got like evergreen, bow.
Bow. You've got cracked pistachio. You've got well, it depends whether you mean green.
Yes, something that would accentuate this
That sort of colour.
Yeah. I
Green
think
or
darker.
turquoise? Because I'm seeing it's quite a minty green, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Oh, we've got a couple of questions.
Oh, sorry.
Andrew says, is there a YouTube video to watch how you're making the origami teabag fold? There is a video on Craft World, which hopefully, should I find it and post it in the chat? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that would be lovely.
I can do the
If you've
blue,
got the time.
everyone talking.
I am going on to another flower because there's only so many origami tulips I can sit and make at one time.
Yes, before you go mad.
I know. So this is the simplest flower ever. It looks really pretty actually, but if you will need quick flowers by hand, I'm just cutting some squares of paper, and it is a thin paper I'm using. I'm not using thick cardstock because I want to make it easy to cut, fold and cut and such. I did see Sam Calcott said hello in the chat, so hello to you. Myself and Sam are going to be on Craft Stash at 6 p.m. And I get a little while off of crafting because Sam's going to be doing it all, which I'm really excited about.
So I've just hopefully answered everyone's questions. There was another comment about asking whether we think these would work with craft foam. I don't see why not, to be honest, Anne.
Yeah, I would say so.
There isn't an SVG template. Can you cut craft foam with dyes, anyone? Do we know? I've never
Yeah, the flower forming
SVG.
foam particularly has been made for basically
Yes.
for cutting with dyes.
And then Carla's just said that she has the succulents and purchased them from Craft Stash for the 3 for free offer. 3 for free? What's that, Lou? Is that now?
So what's hot today? The offer was buy 6 items, get the cheapest of those 3.
Right.
The cheapest 3 for free.
Nice. So you could get this. You could get all of these die sets.
It's selected items, but there was, so I made a point of saying there was a Simply Made Crafts floral die set in there that had large flowers in, and I did say to everybody, keep that in mind while you're watching Ready Steady Craft, because that would work quite well with what you're doing there, Nat.
Well, I imagine. Well, yeah, these are really nice shaped dies. What am I doing? And Carla, I'm sorry, I don't know what weight the paper is. It feels a little bit thicker than a normal paper, to be honest. I wouldn't even hazard a guess. I'll have a look at the box in a bit to see if it's got the particulars.
I posted all mine to Katie Skilton the other day, so I don't have that particular cardstock in my hand. Because Katie,
I'm feeling very relaxed just playing with flowers here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
if you like that particular Papercraft Society box, Katie is going to be doing a craft long using it. When is it? Next Wednesday next week.
Yeah, I think it's the 19th.
Thank you.
That's what my brain says, but my brain.
Yeah, that does sound right, to be honest. I'm stuck in this week. We've got so much going on. I can't see beyond this week at all. I really should, because that's my job. I should know what's going on.
Sam says, I'm just prepping now. You can sit back and relax.
Yay, I can't wait, Sam. I might even bring my dinner over here and pop home, get me dinner and bring it back to the studio, or at least a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I lied. My husband's going to cook dinner. Do you know what? I realised the other day, this is a bit of a gushy thing. I realised how brilliant last night my husband is. I said, I'm going to be working late, and he just said, right, what's for dinner? And I thought, yeah, you're just worried about your belly. And I said, well, X, Y, Z, and he said, food, because you can cook.
Oh, everyone loves a bit of a proper home cooked meal. That's the true love, isn't it?
We've got a mini roast. This is Tuesday, and we're having a mini roast because I was at
Equally, Lou, I would have taken him showing up with a chippy.
I know. Maybe he could have come here with a chippy.
Yeah.
It always tastes better when you have it out rather than at home. I think.
Yeah.
Do you know what, Nat? Actually, I was quite jealous. You said recently that you and a lovely Kate went and got some chips not that long ago. Went for a walk and got some chips. Do you remember that?
Yeah, me and Bethany.
When I'm up there one night, when I'm staying overnight, I need to do that with you and taste northern chips.
Yeah.
Or well, it's much more northern than where I am right now anyway, at least.
You've got to have a chippy tea. It's compulsory. Right, time-wise, Lou, we're on 3:30, so that's good. We're at the halfway mark, and I reckon I'm just about ready to assemble my succulents, which I'll be doing with a hot glue gun.
Yes, me too. I'm also hot gluing today. Have to be careful with hot glue on polystyrene, though. You can get special polystyrene glue. Obviously, polystyrene will melt quite easily, so it's a good idea to put the glue onto the flour, let it dry for a second or two, and then put it onto the polystyrene.
Lou, I'm excited. I've just had a brainwave.
Oh, go on.
How cute would these succulents look with a little edging of green glitter?
Oh, they'd be amazing.
You know, on the edges, or just on the tips of the petals.
Yeah.
Oof. Anyway, I wasn't that clever. I didn't think of that until now.
She's just thought of it. Right.
We'll go with that.
So I've bought this polystyrene heart from a craft shop near me because it was a desperate sort of dash this morning. And I'm going to put on the tulips, put these little, I don't know what these are, they're like little daisies, kind of, that I've just made by, do you know when you're little and you make the snowflakes in school and things and hang them from the ceiling, where you just fold paper and then cut a shape into them?
Into it. Yeah.
It's pretty much how I've made these layers. Just
nice.
The squares have got smaller and smaller.
Do you know, that's a lot more useful than other things we were taught at school, like trigonometry and stuff like that. Paper flat all day.
My daughter's fuming that she's going to finish her GCSEs with never learning about tax and mortgages and things.
Yes. Yeah, that is something that definitely should come up.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's very important. And things like, you know, car care, domestic things. How to use a washing machine. I mean, how many people leave home still not knowing how to use your typical kitchen appliances?
Luckily, my mum and dad made me do that from about 15. I did all my own washing, everything. So that was, and I cooked meals regularly too. So that was easy.
Yeah.
But it is. Oh, how lovely is this? Oh, how lovely.
That is gorgeous. I love that. So you didn't use scoring tools or anything, did you? You just put your finger in and...
like that, yeah, pinching it. But I guess Helen does say in her video as well, you know, you can experiment with it, and I think I'll be able to crunch up the paper flowers more than these cardboard ones. Right.
Okay. Yeah. If you use cardstock, I guess it's really quite hard.
I absolutely need the other things that come in this range. This range passed me by, but the pretty pots.
The what? Sorry.
Pretty pots dies that goes with these succulents that Helen designed.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it's like geometric kind of. It looks really cool.
Nice. I'm having an argument with myself.
Wreath, Lou. You're actually doing a finished project, whereas I'm just sort of farting about.
Well, I wasn't sure whether I would or not, but I think I am going to finish this. It means I need to wrap some cardstock around my wreath. I need to add some leaves as well. But do you know what? If I can do this all without using any dies or embossing folders or anything like that, then I'd be happy. And I'd hang it on my front door for like a spring wreath. It's a shame we've had Easter already, isn't it? The most useful thing that Carla learnt in primary school was how to wire a plug correctly.
Oh yeah, that's pretty handy, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got an electrician for a husband. I don't need to know that.
Oh, true.
I probably should know that. I do. I can figure it out, but you know, do I want to when I've got him there?
No. Right. Here we go.
Sorry about the noise, everyone.
Oh, I'm definitely dreaming of chippy teas now.
So my idea is that I'm going to wrap strips of green cardstock around this heart to colour it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want you to go that way. You've got to get your position correctly. And then I'll add some green leaves afterwards. But I'm tearing the cardstock, or the paper rather. It's not cardstock, it's paper. I'm tearing it so I don't have those harsh sort of straight lines at the edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, she says.
Yes, rip it. That's my kind of crafting.
Tear it. I've just done that on the wrong way. So it's got to go in quick before you dry. Got to go in there. This is one of those things where it's going to take me so long. Oh, why did I start this? By the way, we're not doing giveaways today, everyone, just because they're 3-dimensional, and we thought, wow, postage, you know. But
please do make these for your own home, because that would be lovely.
Yeah, and post photos on Craft World. We'd love to see those as well.
Yes, please. I would love to make some fabric floral arrangements at some point as well. That would look nice.
Yeah, that would be gorgeous. Do you know, I am a disaster with plants in my house. I have lots and lots of artificial plants. Very few real ones because I just can't keep them alive.
Yeah. I can't because my mischievous cats decide to have to play with succulents.
Yeah, I bet they do.
The Kimchi, my cat, snapped a cactus last week.
Oh, we had some. I've got a nice plant, a potted plant. It's like a palm thing outside my front door, and we had such strong winds last week that the wind blew the whole pot over. And it's okay. I think it's okay, but it has lost a couple of its leaves, its spikes.
Yeah. Oh, another thing as well, one thing that I didn't want to leave at my old house was my rhubarb plant.
Did you dig it up?
I dug out my rhubarb, split it off and gave it to some family members, and then I've got Barbara the rhubarb. She came with me.
Ah.
Did
you say Barbara?
Yeah, I call her Barbara.
You name your rhubarb.
Yes, I did. If you give your plants like a personality, maybe they're less likely to shrivel.
Is that right? Is that where I'm going wrong? Because I'm literally putting them in a room and ignoring them.
Yeah, you need to talk to them every day when you feed them.
They say that, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. And certain music is more appealing to plants as well. Do you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a little blending foam with no joy.
You've got no blending foam.
You know how well organised I keep this space, Lou?
Yeah, it's so organised that last time I got a few bits out and she said, oh, don't worry about that.
Don't worry, just took it back.
Yeah, chuck it back in anywhere. I actually feel bad that I left without sorting it out for you. So I'm just going to keep wrapping strips around this to give it that sort of rustic look. It is green in this light. It kind of looks quite white, but it is a really pale green. I think my lighting's a bit off. Maybe it needs warming up or something. Nat naming her. So me choosing shampoo bottles that colour will coordinate, and Nat names her rhubarb.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are a bit balmy. Oh, Sam, she names all of hers. She has 23.
Yeah, 23. Please tell us all 23 names.
Oh, you're all balmy. The lot of you.
Well, I think I pretty much name everything, if I'm honest.
Well,
have you got a name for your car?
No. It's hard enough naming children, let alone household items.
Does anyone else? I'm
sure. My husband used to have a name for one of his cars. That was Doris.
Yes.
And he was quite sad when Doris had to go to the big scrap heap in the sky, or whatever you call it, the garage in the sky.
You get quite attached if they're good to you. Carla, how's the new house now? Are you settled in now? I'm just about. I moved in on Friday, a very mad rush on Friday, and then I've just been pottering since. It's like trying to decide where you want all your pictures to go, where you want, I'm not sure whether I want to start afresh with some things.
Yeah.
And have like a new crack at it, because moving stuff from your old place is a completely different room, isn't it? So
yeah.
I'm just still pottering with furniture and trying to figure out what colours I want. I've been watching interior design shows, maximalism, if you know, where it's like OTT, colourful or black walls, like absolutely mental. That's kind of my bag.
Oh, and because you own it, don't you? So you can do whatever you like.
Yeah, I can do whatever the heck I want. So black paint was purchased yesterday.
Well, to be fair, I painted the back wall in my downstairs loo recently, and that was like, it's almost a black. It's such a dark grey blue colour. It's almost a black, but because it's one wall, it looks really good.
Yeah. And a Dalmatian sort of print wallpaper.
No, that's gonna be amazing.
Oh right, I thought you meant no. Sounds horrible.
No. I didn't realise you could get Dalmatian print.
Yeah, so pop down to the range. It's absolutely fantastic. Other places are available, of course.
Of course.
This is working quite successfully for me. This lazy inking approach.
This is getting really tedious for me, this bit, but I think once I'm on the straight, it'll be good. It'll be done, and then I can do some leaves.
Tedious or tedious?
What did I say?
Tedious.
Tedious.
I thought you said hideous.
No, tedious. It's really getting annoying and fiddly. Is that better?
Yeah. Tedious. Jeanette says, I used to name our cars, stopped now. Or maybe there's a grown-up phase where you give up. I'm not ready to give up yet.
So what's your car called then?
Madeline, we name our camper van. I want to know what these names are, people. I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know. What have you named your car, Nat?
Tails from Sonic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just because it's bright red. Bit red.
I used to, so it's a man thing. My ex-husband named our two cars Lexi and Louie because that was in the number plates. That's about as close as I've ever had to having a named car, but no, it just gets me from A to B. So
yeah,
a bit like that. I can't craft with it. I don't care.
Maybe that could be your homework, Lou. You've got to come up with a name before next week.
A name for my car.
Yeah, and really talk to it and get to know it.
I do. I love my car. In fact, if anyone watches the Jewellery Channel, is she on Jewellery? No, Jewellery Maker. What is she on? She's not on. If anyone knows Jenny Cleary, she was presenter on Create and Craft, and she's gone over to Jewellery Maker, I believe it is. I had her car off of her. I didn't have it. I bought it. I paid proper money for it.
You robbed it. Yeah.
I purchased it off of her, so it's her old car. And I'm looking after it because it's a really good car actually.
Oh, here we've got some names in. So some of Sam's plants are called Betty, Shirley, Pip, Bob, Ruth, Lenny, Evie and Cliff.
They're like all really old people's names.
Yeah. All right, we need a Beryl, that's it. No offence if there's any Beryls watching. I do enjoy that name, and it's not the first time I've said that today as well. And Madeline says our camper van is called Penelope, which is adorable. I can sort of picture that, I think.
Can you? Is it pink?
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing well with my succulents. So I've done some edging on this one, so just some ink on the edges. It's a little bit darker than I thought it would be, but you do actually get plants that have sort of darker veins running through them, so it's more unrealistic. And then this one is an amalgamation, two lots of each sizes together with different pattern papers with this Nouveau crystal drops.
That is gorgeous.
On the tips of the edges there. And I think, I don't know if Helen did it in her video, but you could sort of like scrunch them up a little bit. And then with the rest of the range, this would then sit on top of one of those tiny, what was the range called? Where have I lost my brain? Pretty pots. So it makes a little hexagonal pot.
Yeah.
The other one in the range, and then that would sit on top of it, and that's just such a nice gift, isn't it?
That would be beautiful. And do you know what? I'd just make that for my house.
Yeah. And then it's, I mean, yeah, they're just gonna. Succulents do last a long time, don't they? But
yeah,
it's nice.
They're my sort of plant if I'm gonna have a real one.
Yeah.
I can't do it too much damage.
Yeah.
Not too much anyway. Right. Okay, so this should be quicker now because I'm on the straight bit, or much straighter bit. Yay, a few more strips and hopefully hopefully I'll have covered this heart in the green paper. Such a shame it doesn't look green in this. I don't know what you can do to change the colours, but it looks ever so white, doesn't it? I think it's just a bit too bright, maybe. Let me just fiddle with my colours a bit and see.
Yeah, we've found that if we've been using the same kit for something, haven't we? If we've had the same pattern papers, they look a little bit different. It's just a screen thing. And then they even photograph differently when we finish to pop them on craft wheels as well. So
yeah,
we'll believe you, Lou. We'll take your word for it.
It is green, I promise. It's a very pale pastel green, but it's quite nice, quite spring-like.
So am I allowed to ask what you and Sam are doing later?
Yes. So I believe there's blog posts out explaining it all now, so we can spill. Sam can probably contribute more to what she's doing, but it's basically, so it's Craft Stash's 6th birthday, but it's also Made to Surprise's 1st birthday. So Made to Surprise, Sam launched with us in May last year, which is really exciting. Do you know, the funny thing is, I've done so many lives with Sam that I feel like we know each other and have done for years, and I've still never met her face to face because we've been in lockdown this whole time. So,
massive happy birthday to you, Sam.
Yeah, happy birthday to Made to Surprise.
And honestly, I find the Made to Surprise ranges so innovative.
Yeah, they are.
Sam doesn't know me very well, but I'm a very lazy crafter, and the idea of making something like a pinhole shutter, this, that, the other magical card is very daunting, and to just have ranges that take all of the difficulty out of it and the thought process out of it appeals to my nature 100%.
Yeah, they're so popular.
It's what I didn't know the craft world needed, but it does.
It does. Yeah. It doesn't anymore because Sam's done it all. So
you get your ideas. So
we're going to be celebrating by looking back at Sam's previous collection. She's going to be doing a demonstration with her very first collection that she bought out back this time last year. We've got giveaways as well. So yeah, it's all going to be good fun.
Lovely. I can't wait. I'll be watching.
Now I'm wondering, do I need to... I think I need to move on to the leaves. Move on, Louise.
Move on, Lou. Come on. Yep, Sam said double wiper card and slider cards. Yes. I didn't even know what a double wiper card is. And the same for Sam, your tutorial about the tribe... What they call a block? Triple block? What? Help me, Lily.
Pardon? What? The one that I did the triple pop-up? Was it triple pop-up?
It's like a try kind of...
Oh, yeah. I did it the other day. What's it called?
Yeah, I know. All the names just get all blurred in my head. What?
Oh, I don't know, Nat. I don't know.
I know. I've led us down a garden path here. Right, is this going to fit on?
We're useless, aren't we?
I know. I'm going to catch up with some comments. Christine says, I won a fabulous Made to Surprise prize last year. I've been using the Z-Fold die today. That's fantastic.
Yay.
Sam says it's been a great first year considering it's all been down in lockdown. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah. It's good that crafting something that can unite us all like this,
Absolutely.
We can share all of our makes together.
I want to know, was anyone suggested to try crafting to help improve their mental health, or is that the reason anyone started as we're in Mental Health Week? Coincidentally, little sneak peek into my private life, I actually had an email today to confirm that my son's having a few issues. He's 12 years old, he's 13 in a couple of weeks, he's having a few issues at the moment, and the school have got him in with a mental health nurse through the school, and that she's going to have a chat with him and assess him and see how they can help him. I just think it's amazing that help is available for free through the school, so he hasn't even got to go, and he hasn't got to sort of I haven't got to take him to the doctors and make him feel like he's unwell or anything. He can just go and chat to someone during school time. So yeah, we're just very lucky here in the UK at least to have the the NHS.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And the importance of looking at mental health in the same way you would as physical health. If you broke your leg, you'd be straight down A&E.
Yeah.
If you're having any issues or struggling with anything, it's best to talk to someone, because there are always logical, rational explanations as to why you feel that way. Absolutely. I myself have suffered with anxiety, acute anxiety, and had a really bad time at university, and it took a very long time for someone to see me, and I got worse in the meantime, and it was a really difficult time. So I mean, that was a good 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago now.
Wow.
To just strip away the taboo of talking about it as well. I tell anyone about, my mental health and how it's going to be.
Yeah, I won't hide. I've had my issues, my daughter's had her issues, and my son now as well. I don't think you can say it's something that runs in the family. I think it just depends completely on the environment, on the situation that person's going through. And do you know what? A lot of the time people aren't necessarily particularly going through anything. It can just be that everyday stuff has got to them. Like you say, it's an illness. It's not something that you can predict.
And it's often chemical, and people put it on themselves as if they put themselves in that situation, but it's not true. If you've got a chemical imbalance, you go and do something about it, and hopefully find coping mechanisms and other ways to get joy out of life, where you wouldn't before. So I'm really pleased that your son's able to go and speak to someone, because that'll instill, even at this age, that it's okay to ask for help, and that it's okay to view it in that way.
Yeah, the school absolutely have been amazing. They haven't queried anything. They haven't when she was a little bit younger, maybe it's an age thing. Hormones play a big part in younger children, don't they? I think.
Yes.
I think that's one thing we've all been through, is the hormones.
Yes, 100%. And also grief is a big one too. So I lost quite a few people when I was in high school, and they made a good effort to let us take time out to grieve at a time we needed to, so that was good. But lots of people are opening up. Thank you so much. It's lovely to hear how you feel. So we've got Madeline saying with mental health, only in the last year I've spoken about it. I think it's great. Yeah, it is such a taboo subject, and it shouldn't be, because
no, not at all.
Probably, there's so many people. Rain, thank you for sharing. Depression, anxiety, social anxiety. I think social anxiety is a big one, and also something that we're going to see coming out of lockdown and sort of integrating back into the world, isn't it? It's been such a massive change. Thank you for sharing. Everyone. Referral. Christine says, we waited years for my daughter's referral to adolescent mental health services. She didn't get seen until she was 18. Yeah, I think that's the case in quite a lot of, and also, without going on a massive rant, the NHS are massively underfunded, so it's very difficult.
It is, it's like I say, I didn't go down the NHS route. I actually went through the school. In fact, actually, I must admit, and this is something that I could get hung up about, but I won't, is that the school recognised that my son was having some issues before I did. Because when he's at home, he's in his safe place, and he didn't have any problems, but he was having these problems at school. So I didn't know, I was none the wiser to them. So, but they were on it straight away. I had a call from a teacher telling me what had happened in school and what they thought was the issue, and then what they would do to help. Straight away, that was it. And within, it's taken a few months, but he's now into getting some help. So
that's wonderful.
Do you know what? Now I think I'm done. I think that's as far as my paper, scissors and glue can take me.
I'm hoping I'm going to be able to get these 2 flowers done. Joan says, I hate it when people say it's all in your head, so get over it. I think that I couldn't agree more, and that definitely comes from people just telling, older the way it was back in yesteryear, where it was sort of, get your head down, stick with it.
Snap yourself out of it.
I think my grandparents would think that if I spoke to them about it. But, people are opening up and finding ways to talk about things a lot more now. So I definitely would communicate as much as possible.
I think,
I
must admit, I think there are some, I say I've suffered from with my mental health in certain stages of my life. I've been great for the last sort of 5 or so years.
Yes.
5 or more years. I've been fine, but certainly we were talking about hormones actually, and I had I don't mind telling everybody, I had a contraceptive that massively affected my mental health really badly, and that was a horrific time where I could have potentially almost ruined my life by making rash decisions and things like this about my life. But actually my husband stuck by me. I realised what the problem was and sorted that out. I don't know where I was going with this. There was a reason for it.
No,
I'm just rambling.
It's a very relatable
I'm just rambling.
subject.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But there are, although there's no magic cure for mental health, is there?
No.
I mean, some people are happy to take the medication route. Some people prefer to take a more natural route. Some people want to get to the root of an issue if there is something going on in your life that's upsetting you. But I am a massive advocate for things like eat well, sleep well, and get fresh air where you can.
Yes.
I think you can do those things for yourself, even if you can't do anything else.
Yes.
You can do those things, and they're only going to help. They're not going to make you feel any worse.
Yes.
So I
Sorry,
actually got a dog. You're okay?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say another thing that's quite important, or that I've never thought about, but you know, if someone, maybe someone close to you, just check in on people, because you never really know what's going on with anyone, and no news might not be good news. Do you know what I mean? Some people find it hard. So taking that step just to say, are you okay? You know, what's going on with you? You can talk to me if you want to, and just creating that forum for people to actually, you know, open up in the first place could be,
and I
know someone.
I know quite a few people who won't open up. You have to push them to say anything, and they feel better when they do, but they certainly wouldn't come to me or anyone else. You need to recognise that. So if someone maybe is acting a bit off and they say, I'm okay, just always ask. They say, don't they, ask twice? You know, ask, but then ask again.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for opening up. It's such so lovely to hear. We're all together and we're all sharing and caring.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you, Lou.
And we I mean, just because this is Mental Health Awareness Week, yes, we're talking about it, that doesn't mean that we are not happy to discuss anything during a Ready Steady Craft if you want to. This is where we just sit and craft, and if you were crafting with friends, you'd probably chat about things, get things off your chest. I'm sure somebody in the comments, even if we miss your comments, somebody in the comments will have a chat with you. And
yes, 100%. That's what Craft World is about as well. There's lots of forums, there's lots of chats, there's lots of challenges, things going on, where we can talk about these things, or anything that might be irking you.
Exactly.
And just to roll back to something a little bit cute, Deb said that her motorhome is called Bertie, and I just wanted to mention that. Sounds lovely.
Bertie. So yeah, my husband's car was called Doris. That's the closest we've ever got. I promise I will next week. Shall I talk about the special guest next week?
Yes, let's, because I've just finished too, and we can have a little final roundup of our flowers.
Lovely. So next week we are welcoming to Ready Steady Craft, instead of Natalie, because she's rudely taking the day off, I will be with Sarah Gray from Funky Fossils. So Sarah has chosen some new release products that we can use, so that's going to be really exciting. Are we doing this here rather than to our faces, Nat?
I don't mind.
Well, we can see what we're doing, can't we? Yeah,
we can lift up the are you swapping?
Okay, I'll do a swap, and I'll wait for you to do a swap as well. So they're beautiful. Look at these. I love yours, Nat. I really do.
Oh, I mean, well, I thought that these succulents were my favourite. So this is the stunning succulents in 3 different card ways. So that's double paper, pattern paper together with some crystal drops on the end. That's just cardstock with ink on the corners. And then that's the messy glitter application.
I like it.
But they're cute, aren't they? They're all very different, and if they're in a little pot together, they would look lovely. And then I've just whipped up these flowers, and I love this. It's like a lotus, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. They are so
Like
pretty.
those that float on a pond, like a lily pond.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. And you could quite easily make that like a peony as well if you just kept building up layers, if they were spliced together almost.
Yep, yep, yep. I get you.
Love, 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 love this. And that would be such a cool focal point to a card. And I reckon it would also fold down as well to be posted.
I think,
Just
yeah, I
saying.
think you could flatten them because you've done the shaping, haven't you? You don't have
Yes.
to do the shaping, obviously.
Yes.
I went very old school, as someone said, and hopefully you'll see the colours more when I hold it up to my face. But yeah, I've just used a little origami to do some tulips. Just hand cut these. Just cut those in, folded them into squares or triangles, and then cut the petals out and layered lots of layers. I've done no inking. Just roughly wrapped some cardstock or paper around the wreath and added some twine. So it's really sort of proper handmade.
I love
But
it.
do you know what? It has been really relaxing. I've got a massively
Yeah.
busy week this week. Should we come back to faces?
Yes, let's do.
I'll do that. I'll wait for you to swap. So I've got a massively busy week this week, as you can probably guess, because it's Craft Stash's birthday. We have lives all week. Since we're in the thingy of sharing, Nat knows, my mum was in hospital yesterday, so I've been looking after her as well. It's just been crazy. Oh, and yesterday my husband decided he was going to change his job as well. Thank you, husband. I need that this week. It just all happens at once, doesn't it? Do you know? But oh, there you go. You can hopefully see the colours a bit better now. But yeah, this last hour has. It's just chilled me back out again, which has been lovely. So thank you, all of you, and thank you for joining us while we release and craft, really. It's been great. I'm going to come back to Nat's lovely face now as well. So
Oh, my lovely face, thank you. I'm going to
face.
hold some of these up. Oh, look, just like a little...
You could, couldn't you? You could put a hair clip on it.
You genuinely could. And what if you cut these out of felt as well for like a kid's headband? Lovely.
Oh, that'd be
So
cute.
those are some of the... Yeah, it's all right. In less than an hour, I've made 5
That is super quick.
large, succulent sort of things and had a bit of a chance to experiment. But yeah, I agree. It's been a lovely hour and it's what we need. And it's a good time to say, everyone take care of yourself and be kind to yourself and treat yourself and take care of that mental health as much as you do your physical health. Make crafty connections, check in on your friends, craft as much as you possibly can or what makes you happy. Check out the posts. You can make your tulips using I've posted a link in the thing, but there's also the article that I mentioned on Craft World homepage, which has got all the different tulip projects for Mental Health UK for Mental Health Awareness Week. And there's also an article in there about calmness and crafting. And I'll pop this video in so you can watch it back if you want to as well.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Natalie. It's been wonderful seeing
We're
you.
doing a game show, Wade.
You won't be in the comments, will you, next week? Because you're off.
I'm off, yeah, so I'll have to catch up.
Yes, so we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
I'll see you
Yeah,
later,
thank
I'm sure,
you.
but we'll see you in 2
Yeah,
weeks'
you will.
time.
Yeah. I'll be around. I'll be on Craft World or somewhere. But yeah.
Take care,
Okay.
Nat. Game Show Wave.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, I love that. I just do it for the wave at the end. That's it. So yes, I will be back next week with Sarah Gray from Funky Fossil. Both doing the same thing. We're both going to be crafting with 2 items. I believe I've put in a little request for some stamps that I am in love with from her new release. So I'm hoping she can work with those as well. It'll be really exciting. So I'll see you all then. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing. And can we say Happy Mental Health Awareness Week? I think we can. Should we go with that?
We're aware of it and
We're very aware. And keep sharing